Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 8th of June 2023. So just got a minute or two before going up to the next job of the day. Just have to put in a new socket up there in the garage. But while I'm waiting to go up to there, a couple of things that have struck me. Well, first of all, actually, the drive up here, aren't traffic lights annoying sometimes? If you go to the pedestrian type of traffic lights, pedestrian crossing ones, why is it that the time between the pedestrian pressing the button and the light turning red for you so it can go green for them, that period of time isn't standard? It should just be every single one across the whole country should be, I don't know, 15-20 seconds, but they're not standard at all. Some of them are a good half-minute plus on that interval. Some of them, they change to red as soon as they hit the button or within about 5 seconds. So you never know where you are. It's just ridiculous. And yet another thing that the powers that shouldn't be can't get right, isn't it? And with normal traffic lights, you're driving up to them and when they're on green, you never quite know where you are with them, do you? Are they going to stay green until you go through, or are they going to change to red just on that cusp when you don't know whether you should just carry on going or slam on and stop, and like I had on the way to here. I did see a really good thing in America once, many years ago. I think we're going back to the 80s when I was driving, and there were these great long roads, straight roads, and way off in the distance there were, you could see the traffic lights. They'd have crossroads at intervals, but one thing I thought was a really good idea is above the actual traffic lights, theirs are similar to the ones here, you know, you sort of green, amber and yellow, but above the actual traffic light was another amber light, and that would start kind of flashing like that about, I don't know, probably 5, maybe 10 seconds before the light changed to red. So it kind of warn you as you're coming up if they were, you know, when they're going to change to red on you. So it'd give you some kind of warning, and you'd know, you know, whether you could just sort of actually carry on if you've got time to carry on, or whether you had to just start to slow down and come to a stop. So a really good idea, I thought. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about traffic lights today. I'm here to talk about another very annoying thing. And I see that talk of the V passports are back. This is some very recent news. Apparently there's been some kind of collaboration between the WHO and the European Union. The former body, I think, seems to think the European Union one is kind of the best one, so they want to go and basically make what's been trialled in the EU worldwide for the whole, you know, the WHO. So it's all to do with health security, as I saw in this article. I'll see if I can overlay this article on here as I'm talking as well. But yeah, why am I so suspicious of that word security, especially health security? Of course, years ago there was a time when I thought security was either a good thing or at least a benign thing. Yeah, you know, you need a bit of security. You know, it's there to keep you safe, keep you away from harm or out of harm's way, and to make sure evildoers out there don't sort of come and do harm to innocent people. But it goes back a bit before 3 years for me, but certainly over the last 3 years, that word security has taken on an entirely sinister meaning now, because more often than not, it means, well, it's got nothing to do with keeping you out of harm's way and everything to do with keeping you under control And that is certainly what these V passports are all about, or as Nigel Watson calls them, the Nazi passes. If you don't know who Nigel is, he is another YouTuber, an English guy, but he lives in Finland, and he does some really good videos. I think you'll find them interesting. I'll see if I can leave a link to his latest video in the description box below here, so you can check him out. But he tends to walk around the Finnish countryside while he's doing his talks, so you get the added benefit of enjoying the beautiful Finnish scenery. So anyway, he calls them Nazi passes. Very, very appropriate. That's exactly what they are, though that term might be slightly strong for some, so I'll call them tyranny passes. And again, I think that explains what they are all about, doesn't it? Because it's nothing to do with health security, is it? Especially when, well, everybody knows what we know about the certain thing that goes into the arm, don't we? And we know those things don't stop, you know, you from getting things or from passing them on. So given that fact, and given that everybody knows that fact now, why are they still talking about these tyranny passes? Well, as I say, the only logical conclusion you can come to is because it's not about health security at all, about your safety at all, but it's about control. They want to keep you under control, and these people just seem to be more concerned about implementing tyranny, authoritarianism, and basically a fascist or kind of communist type of state. And these people are anti-freedom and anti-liberty. And I'm sorry, if you think that these tyranny passes are a good thing, then I think you're a supporter of authoritarianism, which you might think is a good thing. You might think, well, I'd rather lose a few of my freedoms if it means that we're all safe, and if it means, yeah, we're kept out of harm's way. Well, that's one way of looking at it, but what happens if people in authority who have got so much power over you decides to use that power to ends that aren't so great? And it could be something as simple, going down onto a local level. You might be perfectly happy in this tyrannical state until the local commissar or the local Gauleiter, whatever they're going to be called, takes a dislike to you. You know, that could easily happen. We know what people are like, how easily people get offended. They might think that you were looking at their wife in the wrong way, or, you know, paying too much attention to their wife, and got offended by that. Maybe they don't like the fact that, you know, you live quite near to them and you've had a couple of fairly noisy parties recently, or done something to annoy them, and all of a sudden you find yourself going down to the local gulag, you know, for an indefinite period, or worse, because they've turned you in and decided that you needed some punishment, even though you haven't really done anything wrong. And that is what happened in tyrannical states, because these sort of people have got too much power. These politicians, etc., have just got too much power. And as I've heard people saying recently, you know, it shouldn't be the population who fears the politicians, the people in power. It should be the other way around. It should be them who fear us. And that is what a healthy society and a healthy state is all about. So yeah, a bit of a ranty one today. I just can't believe that the powers that shouldn't be are still banging on about these tyranny passes, when, you know, it should be a dead duck by now, should be, you know, completely dead in the water. But they just keep on and on and on. You know, they think going quiet on it for a few months and then bringing it back in, maybe in a bit of a quiet way, is, you know, they can get away with it. But I'm going to highlight it, and you know, if you don't know this story and you know other people who might not know this story, please share this video, because you know, this is something that is being talked about by the WHO and the European Union. And again, you know, we need to make sure that these things do not come in. They're not wanted. These people don't seem to have got the message that we do not want our freedoms impinged upon, and that includes our freedom to travel. That is a fundamental human right, or a fundamental inalienable right even, that's a natural, under natural law, and they can't take it away. They might think they can take it away with a tyranny pass, which stops you from traveling to wherever because you know, they think there's health security problem in that particular region of the world, and you haven't got the appropriate things inside you to you know, that they deem is necessary for that travel. I'm sorry, I'd rather just take my chances and have my freedoms rather than sort of having my freedoms taken away from me, because it's just so dangerous to lose your freedoms, I think. Because once you allow one or two of them to go, they don't stop there. It's always thin end of the wedge with these people, and they think, oh, well, we got away with that. Well, we'll take it to the next level now, and we'll take away even more of their freedoms. It never stops, does it? Until, of course, there's pushback. And yeah, you know, if they're going to be silly and try and bring this nonsense in, we're going to be pushing back. Anyway, yeah, going to leave it there for now. We're up to 12 minutes on this one, but yeah, check out this article. I'll see if I can leave a link to it in the description box below as well. And yeah, I'll be back soon. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.